Good evening and welcome to Dealing for Duchenne. I'm Bill Taylor. This is a 2020 virtual Dealing for Duchenne. A night of hope continues for us despite this 2020 year. Has it been a year? Am I right or am I right? Are we ready for 2021 or not? Yes, we are. We really are. But one thing's for sure, Duchenne has not stopped. Even though we've had to put a big pause on our lives this 2020, one thing's for certain, that this muscular dystrophy continues, and we're going to do everything we can to fight it. We're fighting back tonight with your help, and we're so glad you're joining us. We're still at Pedrati's. We've been here since last October. No, really, we're here at Pedrati's. I know that you're in the comfort of your home or wherever you are. Get comfortable for a fun-filled night of hope. We've got very special guests. We've got incredible prizes ready to go in our huge raffle. So if you're just now joining us and you want in on the raffle, look at the bottom of your screen, dealing.givesmart.com, and you are in it to win it. That's how you can get raffle tickets. That's how you can bid on our silent auction. We've got so many wonderful items, and I know you've got an anniversary, a birthday. Christmas is going to be here in just weeks. Buy tonight. Do your shopping from home tonight, and you'll, of course, be covered. And you're giving to Duchenne. You're giving to this cure. We are really making incredible strides. You're going to hear how that fight is going, and this is the time to jump in on this team. I kind of like to call it a huddle, if you will. You know, a night where we can all just get together and talk about our game plan, execute our plays to cure this horrible, evil disease. These are young boys that you're going to hear from tonight. You're going to hear what it's like to live with Duchenne from some true fighters, some true warriors in this effort. So will you join us? Will you pitch in every effort you can give? Because this is the night, the one night of the year that we're going to ask for your help, and we're going to ask that you join our team. It's going to be an awesome night of hope, and I'm so glad to be here. My name, by the way, is Bill Taylor from Ken's 5 Television, and a 100% chance tonight in the forecast that we've got a night of hope, a night of incredible hope in finding a cure to Duchenne. Now, I want to introduce to you the family that really got this all started in San Antonio. You know, Ramiro Munoz is a phenomenal person. He's very inspiring, let me put it that way. Because when he was personally affected and his son was diagnosed with Duchenne, he didn't retreat, he did just the opposite. He put on the cape, he put on the shield, and he said, let's fight. We're going to do this. And that's a tremendous effort. As a dad, as a person, as a human being, he's inspirational. And it's a wonderful, opportunity to get to know this person for me, but also for you. And so here's your chance to not only meet Ramiro, but his entire family, the host family for our night of hope. Here they are, Ramiro and the Munoz family.
Baby, come give me something, oh. Baby, come give me something, oh.
Thank you so much, Bill, and thank you to all of you at home with us tonight for our 5th annual Dealing for Duchenne virtual event. Your love and support keep us motivated in this challenging fight. This year, we've been brought many challenges to all of us. This pandemic that we've been dealing with has touched us all in many different ways that were unimaginable even 1 year ago when we were here together. We pray that each of you and your loved ones are staying safe and healthy. This year, we have learned to approach our lives in a very different way. From finding new hobbies and finding different ways to entertain ourselves at home, to taking on some different challenges, like maybe cutting your hair. How's your new barber been this year, boys?
Good.
I've learned a new skill set, and I'm not sure I'm quite there yet. I think I'll keep my day job for now. But also being thrust into a position of being maybe a teacher for the boys, like Maribel has.
So yes, this year has been a challenging year for all of us. But one thing that we have tried to focus on is making sure that we focus on those important moments in life and cherishing those important moments in life. And one of those moments is reminding us that we have your support, and that means so much to us.
It truly does. And without each and every one of you, this would be a very difficult task. Through your love and support, we're still motivated to find a way to stay connected this year, right? And Maribel and I spent many nights trying to figure out what 2020 Dealing for Duchenne would look like. We talked about a lot of different options, and we talked about different things that we could do to make sure that we stay engaged. So we came up with this idea of doing this virtually and finding a way to still connect with you. We hope that tonight you will have the opportunity to, one, see how we continue to learn and thrive in this environment, but also stay connected with the research that is going on. And while 2020 has taught us many different things, and how quarantine life has forced us to stay at home, maybe appreciate some of the things and those loved ones a little bit differently than maybe we had in the past, we also understand and we know that things like Duchenne have not been in quarantine. We know that it has not taken a pause, and it is important for us to continue on this journey. The conversations that we've had with many of you throughout the year, and your support and your caring has really continued to guide us. So tonight, we hope to find a way to still connect. We hope that you enjoy the program that we have put together tonight for you. We hope that you will continue to be a part of this journey with us. And we look forward to 2021 when we can hopefully be back together again. You're going to hear from some amazing friends that we have, and starting with Bill, we really appreciate all that he has done to continue to support our family and our cause and being a champion on this journey with us. And you're going to hear from Deborah and Paul Miller. So we've been very fortunate that the Duchenne community continues to be very strong and progress continues to be made. Through your effort and through your support, we continue to break new ground on new therapies that will be available for this generation of boys. Many years ago, we had the opportunity to meet Deborah and Paul Miller. And you're going to meet them in just a second. But where we found some great connection is we were motivated by all of the efforts that Deborah and Paul have made to truly make a difference in all of the lives of those around us, right? And Deborah and Paul have made it their life's work to pursue better medical and therapeutic care, change the trajectory of this horrible disease. Through their leadership, groundbreaking research has been funded, training and awareness programs for caregivers, medical providers, and families have been established. We have seen the first therapies ever approved by the FDA for Duchenne. So much progress, but what is most impressive about Deborah and Paul is their undying support to make sure that there is a cure for all. Thank you so much, Deborah and Paul, for your vision, your guidance, and your support through all of this. Now I'm going to turn it over to Deborah and Paul for some words.
Hello, San Antonio. It's so nice to be here with you in this virtual event for the Night of Hope. Thank you so much to Maribel and Ramiro Nunez. You and your family have been just a light for all of us at Cure Duchenne. We love you so much, and thank you for your dedication to finding a cure, not just for your sons, but for all of the boys with Duchenne. Thank you to the sponsors who are supporting this event, and to all of the supporters in San Antonio that have so graciously donated to Cure Duchenne. The programs that you have supported are pretty remarkable. We're actually seeing progress that we never thought we would see 18 years ago when our son was diagnosed. Through your funding, we funded Dr. Eric Olson at UT Southwestern and contributed to CRISPR research that one day could really be an absolute cure for Duchenne. And it's moving into trials. The company was bought by Vertex, and they have the resources to move this forward as fast as possible. Another project that was funded through your generosity was a gene therapy project that was bought by Pfizer, and they are moving into a phase 3 trial, and the young boys that have been on this trial are doing really well. There is so much hope. Now our challenge is to find therapies for the older boys like our son, and to make sure that Joshua and all the boys with Duchenne have a meaningful treatment, and we will do it. We will cure Duchenne.
We will totally miss being with you in the room tonight for dealing for Duchenne, the Duchenne shots, the casino, and most importantly, just the extreme warmth and love in the room. The years that we've been, it's been amazing, the support that the community gives for the boys with Duchenne. 18 years ago, our son, Hawken, was diagnosed with Duchenne. Deborah and I have spent every waking moment since then working towards a solution for Duchenne, for the boys. And the Duchenne community is forever grateful for all that you're doing to support this cause. And God bless you. Have a great night, and hope to see you in 2021 dealing for Duchenne. Thank you very much.
Wow, see, that's what I'm talking about. Hearing from families dealing with Duchenne as we continue to deal for Duchenne tonight. I also want to remind you, make sure that you ask your questions. You know, those of you live on our Facebook feed tonight, we are live with answers to any questions you might have about Duchenne. If you're just learning about this muscular dystrophy, if you want to find out how you could be involved, ask a question in the comment section below, and we've got volunteers standing by to answer those questions live. Make sure you like the Cure Duchenne page right here on Facebook too, and be a part of this family. Man, I want to introduce to you a phenomenal person, Sam Acho. Sam Acho, a Longhorn, hook 'em horns, come on. He was in Austin, a standout at UT, a linebacker whose heart is bigger than the hits he lays out on players in the NFL. I mean, this guy is phenomenal. And when you listen to him, he will get you. He'll capture you. You're going to feel this man's heart. He's a humanitarian. He's a phenomenal author. In fact, his new book, Let the World See You, is available on the shelves at Target or at Target.com. It's an amazing read. It's his first book. And when you hear from this man right now, you're going to want to read this book. I'm telling you right now. He's been a phenomenal member of the Dealing for Duchenne family for years. A close personal friend of Ramiro's, and just an amazing person. So ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Sam Acho.
Welcome again to this wonderful event, Dealing for Duchenne. You just got a chance to hear, obviously, from Ramiro Munoz, who's a good friend of mine, from Deborah and Paul Miller, from Bill as well. Thank you for the amazing introduction. I need more of those. You're going to have to come with me everywhere I go. But no, I'm just excited. My name is Sam Acho. For those who don't know, I'm an NFL linebacker, a humanitarian, a speaker, an author. But more than anything, I'm a friend. And I'm a friend specifically of Ramiro, Maribel, Joshua, and their entire family. I got a chance to know Ramiro about 12 or so years ago when I was at the University of Texas and I was applying for an internship at Target. I was doing a stores executive internship and Ramiro was interviewing me, and by God's grace, I got the job and I was super excited. It was a 10-week internship, but just recently Ramiro told me something that really showed me not only about his character, but also about Joshua's and also about every one of you. We had an interview and I didn't know how it was going to go, but I do know I was excited about getting the opportunity to do that internship. And he did give me the job, but just recently, that was 12 years ago, just 2 weeks ago, we had a conversation and Ramiro said, Sam, I knew you were going to go way beyond just Target. God has given you a gift. You have something inside of you that was bigger than just Target. And though, and my bosses care a ton about retention rates from interns to full-time employees, I wanted to give you this opportunity because I believed in you. And that opportunity 12 years ago turned into a lifetime worth of experience. I got experience not only there, but it taught me discipline in my NFL career, and now coming full circle, my book, Let the World See You, is going to be at Target in a few weeks. And so I couldn't be more excited. But I really just want to point to one point that Ramiro made. It was the idea of believing in someone, even though it may not benefit yourself. I think about Joshua and where he's at right now. I know that it seems like in a lot of ways our lives are intertwined because he was being born right around the time I was getting a chance to meet Ramiro. Joshua's a fighter. Every child, every young boy who is dealing with Duchenne is a fighter. And though oftentimes we look at someone who has a muscular disease or maybe some type of detrimental effect to their body, we see them as lesser than or weaker than. But not only Joshua, but every young boy who has this currently uncurable disorder is a fighter. Think about growing up. There's a classmate of mine named Chad Cruz, and Chad had a muscular disorder. I'm not sure if it was Duchenne, but he would walk around with crutches, 2nd grade, 3rd grade, 4th grade. And we'd always play football, basketball, track, all the different things. And I was one of the bigger kids in class, as you can see. But I would always make sure to pick Chad. If not first, I'd make sure he wasn't picked last. And our team would oftentimes win, not only because of me, but also because of Chad. Chad had fight. Chad had belief. Chad had a power, something deep down inside that though a lot of people may not have seen, he saw, God saw, he had something bigger inside of him. And so everyone who you know who is dealing with Duchenne, though they may be in crutches or in a wheelchair, there may be doubts and fear about what the future holds, they have something inside of them that is greater than what you see on the outside. You know, my book coming out, it's called Let the World See You, How to Be Real in a World Full of Fakes. And I think oftentimes we look over young boys who are dealing with Duchenne. We don't see them. So my encouragement, not only to you, but also to some of our young leaders who we'll get a chance to hear from in a little bit, is to let the world see you. Your flaws, your failures, your fears, your joys, your passions, they're not meant to be hidden. They're meant to be seen. And once you know that you are seen, I want you also to understand that you are known and you are loved. Going back to Chad, my friend, and also to Joshua and even everyone else who's dealing with Duchenne, these young boys are fighters. I went to an all-boys school myself. I know what it's like to be a young boy, and now I'm a little bit older. They're fighters. And so lastly, I want to end this way. I want to remind you that though tonight is a virtual event, though we've been going through tumultuous times, though we've been going through what seems like a hopeless situation, you have an opportunity to provide hope. You have a chance to give money, to give your time, to devote your life to fighting for this disease. That's what Ramiro did. Ramiro, a few years ago, if anyone doesn't know his story, he was flying up the corporate ladder at Target. And all of a sudden, he heard about the diagnosis and he made a different decision. He decided to move his family to San Antonio and start doing whatever he could to help find a cure for Duchenne. And that's what he is doing. And so you now have an opportunity to do the same. Yes, COVID has happened. A lot of us are working from home. We're doing this event virtually. We can't be in person. I can't see you or feel you or hear you, but I know you're with me, just like I know these boys who you're about to hear, their hearts are big, they're strong, and they're fighters. And so, though I'm concluding, you're going to get a chance to hear now from Joshua and a few others, some of our heroes who are battling and dealing with Duchenne. But as you listen to them, I want you to remember that it's more than just what you see on the outside. It's what you see and may not even see on the inside. Fight with us. Walk with us. Deal with Duchenne with us. Because together, we can win.
Haken Miller. I'm 23 years old and I'm from Newport Beach, California. Joshua, you can go next if you want.
I am Joshua Munoz and I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
And how old are you?
And I'm 13 years old.
Okay. Go ahead, Seth.
I'm Seth, as you just said, from the San Antonio, Texas area.
And how old are you?
I'm 19.
19. All right, Jake, you're up.
My name's Jake. I'm 17 years old and I'm from Massachusetts, near the Boston area.
Cool. All right, so I want to talk to Seth first because it looks like you're fishing, right? Have you caught anything yet today?
Yeah, I caught a redfish. It wasn't that big.
What? So is that like
the big ones?
is that like a river that you're on right now, like near San Antonio?
We're in Corpus Christi right now.
Oh, you're in Corpus Christi right now. Okay, cool. Have you always been like an outdoors person, or?
Yeah, mostly because my dad's, because he'll take me fishing and he takes my brothers and sisters a lot. They're a lot older now, but when we were all younger and stuff, he'd take us. You're 6 years older fishing and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, I haven't gone outdoors a lot lately because of COVID, but I did Boy Scouts, and so like that took me outdoors a lot. And I'm sure you all guys have different things that you do in your spare time. So Jake, do you want to talk about a little bit maybe about your theater experience and kind of what you do for fun?
Yeah, so one of the main extracurricular activities that I've done in the past is theater. I've been in like, I'd say like 15 shows. The most recent one I did was Mamma Mia, where I was one of the 3 dads in that show. And then we were supposed to have Peter Pan in March, but it was canceled on March 12th, the day before quarantine started. So yeah, we were hoping to be able to like have it earlier, but we couldn't. So yeah, I've been doing that for a while. I guess like in my spare time, like at home, I love video games. I watch YouTube a lot. I research a lot of things as well. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can think of.
Going to you, Joshua, what are some fun things that you like to do? I know you're in school doing homeschooling right now, but apart from that, what kind of fun things do you do?
Like I like to play video games and like learn some new things.
What games do you guys like? I guess this is a question for everyone. We can go around, but you can start with you, Joshua. What's your favorite game?
I like to play Fortnite.
Fortnite, okay. How about you, Seth?
Yeah. I play Fortnite with my brother a lot because he likes to play it, but I mostly play 2K and Call of Duty.
Oh, I like to see Call of Duty and sports games. All right, Jake, how about you?
I've really been a bit of a Nintendo person all my life. I love platformers. I love the 3D open world collectathons like Mario 64 as an example.
Right.
And I do have an Xbox, but it's very old. I think it's the 360.
For me, definitely a Call of Duty person for sure. But before that, I think Halo was really the genre that got me into like the first person shooters. Starting back at Halo 3, that was kind of the first one I played. I didn't own the first game I owned though was Halo 3 ODST, which is a fun game as well. So yeah, that's cool. Everyone likes video games. So Seth, obviously your family looks like you're fishing right now. What are some things that you guys do, especially during quarantine, to stay connected with family and enjoy each other while we have the opportunity to?
Well, we just recently got a pool in our backyard, so we've been swimming a lot in the pool. The only other thing really is we've been fishing, and that's really it with COVID going on right now.
That's awesome that you have a pool. Like in our apartment complex, we also have a pool, and it's by reservation only. And I think for me especially, it's been nice to get some exercise, but not strain myself. Get outdoors. That's been great. Jake, do you have a pool, right, as well?
Yes, I do.
Cool. Yeah, so that's always great. What about you, Joshua? What have you and your dad, mom and dad, and brothers been doing?
We've been going in my pool and stuff.
I see the common denominator is the pool. So all of you guys, except for me, are in school right now. I know, Jake, you mentioned like you like looking stuff up and learning about new things. So obviously that's something you like about school. What else?
I really like I just really like the people. You know, I really love my school staff. It really feels like a closely knit community almost. And it's like that's a really nice feeling.
Yeah, Joshua, what are you learning about right now?
I've been learning about like Spanish and stuff, and I do like a class that is like on engineering.
Oh wow. Well, like what kind of things are you doing in that class?
Like making like airplanes and stuff, or making like some things like.
Is engineering like something you want to do like in the future as a job?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So another question for you guys. I can kind of explain what I've been doing, but with coronavirus, it's kind of been hard to stay connected with people. Obviously, we're kind of an at-risk population, and we don't want to be exposing ourselves. And so, you know, my friends have kind of been hanging out on their own with groups, and I can't really do that. So what I've been doing is to stay connected with them on like Discord, for example, a gaming platform, communication platform. And so I have my high school friends. I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons with them. I'm actually playing with them tonight. So that's been a fun way to connect with them. And then I met other people online, especially more people with Duchenne, and I've been playing with them. So I feel like just video games for me has helped me a lot stay connected, and just like, you know, FaceTime with people as well. So I'm curious to hear what you guys have been doing. Anything else different?
I mean, you know, I've really tried to text people, but not a lot of my friends really answer.
Yeah.
So like when something exciting happens, I got to text someone about this. So then I go into the app and I'm like, okay, who do I text about this that I know will answer? But yeah, it's usually just technology, texting and FaceTime that I've been using to sort of stay connected. I've had a couple instances of being in person with some of my friends. Like I remember in August, one of my friends, it was one of my friend's birthday, and so we all went to her house and surprised her. So that was fun.
Awesome.
Yeah, so it's really not the same though through texting as in person, you know.
Yeah. How about you, Joshua? What have you been doing with friends?
I've been just talking through like texting, but they sometimes don't answer.
Yeah. How about you, Seth? How are you staying connected with friends?
I'll play some games with my cousin. I play with him a lot. I text him and stuff.
I see that you're a Cowboys fan. First off, I'm sorry. It's kind of been a tough season, but how did you become a Cowboys fan? Just because you guys are in Texas?
My dad's always liked the Cowboys.
Okay.
I just kind of ended up liking them too.
It's a family tradition then. I mean, is that something that you guys do, like on a Sunday, y'all get together and watch Cowboys games or game? That's awesome. Yeah, I'm a Chargers fan, so I can't really say too much. They're not doing great lately.
I am a Patriots fan.
Oh, Patriots. Tough loss. I mean, you got Cam Newton though, so that's
Yeah.
Joshua, do you have a team that you root for?
Yeah, I usually root for like the Texans.
Okay. Houston Texans. So, I mean, you guys have done a lot of cool things in your lives, obviously, despite your disability, and that's something I'm really inspired about. To see you guys on Facebook, doing your theater, or doing fishing, or whatever it might be. So, people that don't have a disability might not understand that so well. So, I'm wondering what advice you have for people generally, as someone who, as we have gone, through a lot more than the average person, if someone is, going through a hardship, what would you say to them? How would you help them get through that situation?
I think the best advice I could probably give is just really go for anything. Just really just don't give up if you want to, pursue something. And it sounds a little cheesy, but like it's really true. Like, you shouldn't let your disability just hinder you from doing things, from doing fun things. Is what I'd say. It's I'd say when like you're a little bit younger, it's sort of harder to maybe understand, and it it really just sucks a lot. But
Right.
you can't. I usually forget that I'm in a wheelchair most of the day, which is just because I'm just so used to being in it. So it just really doesn't stop me from doing much. And I think maybe that's it actually, is like when people are first in a wheelchair, it's harder because like they're not walking anymore and that is unprecedented to them. And they're not really used to, like how it controls as an example. But once you get more acquainted to it, then you'll have more confidence, if that makes sense. I feel like is what it might be actually, is getting more acquainted gives you more confidence. And I think that can apply to anything and not just, Duchenne.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's, similar to my motto in life is kind of a little bit different, but the same idea is, focus on the things that you can do, not the things that you can't do. I mean, and there's things that maybe you think you can't do, but you actually can. And that's, where you would take Jake's advice. But, if there's stuff that you can't do, like, not going to be able to run around or like, play sports or something like that. And I find that if I'm trying to focus on things that I can't do, I'm just going to get, upset and feel a little bit depressed. But if I look at all the things that I am capable of, like writing, for example, that gives me a lot more hope and a lot more, I guess, self-esteem, so to speak. And it helps me through a lot. And I think we each have our own unique gifts. And I think, it takes time to figure it out. But once we have that figured out and we go for what we're able to do and what we're made to do, I think it could help a lot.
Thank you for listening to our discussion and for all the support. I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening.
Thank you, Joshua. Thank you, boys. That was phenomenal. I mean, these are the young men living with Duchenne. Are you ready to be a part of this team in finding a cure for those young men? This is the time. Time is most important, and that's why you're all part of this tonight. I'm a true believer that one of the things that we're commissioned to do is just pay attention and have a purpose to your day. There's a reason why you're watching tonight. There's a reason why you're going to join this fight to find a cure for Duchenne. So I'm glad to be a part of it. I'm blessed to be a part of it. And you're going to be blessed by this next message. When Jesus was asked, what is the greatest commandment of them all? He said, love your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your soul. But the second one that he mentioned was to love one another. And part of loving one another is encouraging one another. And that's what you're going to feel right now. You're going to feel the encouragement for ourselves, but also for these young men fighting Duchenne. You're going to hear from Thomas Valles. Thomas was a member of the McFarland High School cross-country team that was depicted in the incredible movie, the Disney classic already, McFarland USA. If you haven't seen it, it is available on Disney. You've got to see it. Kevin Costner plays the coach of this McFarland running team, this cross-country team that really put an identity to McFarland, California, and truly gave the town an identity. It's a small, just agricultural town that no one knew about until this cross-country team did amazing, amazing feats in their sport. You're going to hear from Thomas about the inspiration that drove him to be who he is. You're going to be inspired by the coach himself that Kevin Costner depicted in the movie. And so if you haven't seen it, you got to see McFarland USA. It is very inspirational. But most importantly, it's a way for us to encourage one another, to love one another. So right now, let's hear from McFarland, California itself, Thomas Valles.
introduction, Bill Taylor. You know what? I know we're living in different times. I'm sure this would have been a black tie affair. So what I'm in today is my work attire. You know, hopefully tonight we can encourage these kids to never give up the fight. You know, if you just talked about a little montage of the Disney movie, McFarland USA. So I am Thomas Bias. I'm one of the original runners on the team. A gentleman by the name of Carlos Prats played my character. I grew up in a little town called McFarland, California, predominantly agriculture, predominantly Hispanic, in the Central Valley of California. Grew up working the fields at a young age with my dad. And really, the movie does not do justice to what we've done in our lives, the challenges we had in our lives. Before I reached high school, my parents ended up divorcing, and that created a huge new challenge for my family, my brothers and sisters, my mom. You know, my dad was an alcoholic. Grew up in a home with domestic violence, but I'm letting you know that I never gave up, even though there were some challenges. So here today, where I'm at east of McFarland, 6 miles out in the country, where we take our athletes, and I am the girls cross country coach now at McFarland High School. We've taken our kids here for years. These hills, these challenges here in front of us and behind me are hills that we used to run when I was in high school, and they're tough, but you know what, they made you even tougher when you got challenged. After graduating from McFarland High School, I ended up running collegiately, was all-state collegiately in high school and in college. Finished school, ended up enlisting in the United States Coast Guard, and working for the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation for almost 25 years of service, of state service. And I definitely had my challenges in school, learning, because I'm dyslexic. And you know, sometimes I use that as an excuse until somebody got involved in my life through running, through athletics, and that was my high school coach, Jim White. And just like the challenges we had growing up, you know, these challenges that we had running these hills were as obstacles during our training, helped us to surpass anything that life might have thrown at us. I grew up working in the fields, never really enjoyed it. I shared with you that I'm dyslexic, so I've always had challenges in school. But you know what? Running, because somebody encouraged me never to give up, to fight, propelled me to opened up doors for me when I started running very well in high school. Ended up being all-state in high school, but what's more important to me is what we accomplished as a team for my teammates, my brothers that were on my team. You have to believe that the people care. There's doctors and scientists are working hard for this cure. You know what? These kids were told a long time ago what they would lose, what mobility they would lose from doctors and the specialists. But you know what? You being here tonight inspires these boys to believe. So when science tells you, hey, you know what? This is the limitations that we're gonna set on you for your child. The Munoz family said no. They went out and searched for the best doctors, for the best research. And the only way this is possible is through generous donations from the public, sponsors, generous donations from sponsors. We need to believe, we need these kids to believe that they can be winners in life. They can do it and they can win. But they have to believe that you believe. Helping them believe that what society has told them, that there is no cure, and you know, it's only a matter of time. Well, if it's a matter of time that we need to find the cure, we need to keep doing research, we need donations. Please, I implore you to please donate. And you being here tonight, let these boys believe that you care. Tonight, I just want to share a little cameo appearance from my mentor, Coach Jim White.
Hello, Bill Taylor. Glad to meet you. I think you're doing an awesome job raising money for the muscular dystrophy. I'd like to just say that your attitude, young people, is so important. Your attitude is the only thing you can control. It's going to be tough for you to continue to have a positive attitude, but it's only up to you. And we thank you adults for helping them raise money. And we hope you have a wonderful night, a night of hope. And so I've coached out here in McFarland probably 24, 25 years. We were fortunate enough to win 9 state championships out of 14 years. And it's all because of our attitude. We didn't always win, but we always had the desire to have a positive attitude to win, to keep after them, to do what we can do. Always strive to do the best you can do, all the time. I hope you guys raise a lot of money. You're doing a lot of good for the kids. So thank you for the night of hope that you're having.
Thank you for your time tonight, and thank you for the commitment to be here for these boys and the race against time.
Yes, that is so cool from Coach White himself, or in McFarland, USA, Blanco. Remember, McFarland, California, a small agricultural town, predominantly Hispanic. What a great story that is. So again, I strongly suggest you see the Kevin Costner movie, the Disney movie, McFarland, USA, and you'll see the true story of Thomas Valles and Blanco. All right, shifting gears a little bit. We talk about the cure for Duchenne. What does that really mean? Where are we in this fight? How is your money going to be spent in fighting for a cure? Well, we've got a very special guest. The Chief Scientific Advisor for Cure Duchenne is Dr. Mike Kelly. He's going to break down exactly what Duchenne is, how it affects the body, and most importantly, how we're going to get a cure. Here's Dr. Kelly.
My son Darren, man, I can't even get through that. He's 3 years old and he was just diagnosed this year. So
my son Grant, who is 8 years old, has Duchenne muscular dystrophy.
I have 2 boys that have Duchenne muscular dystrophy. Jacob is 7 and Hudson is 3.
Sometimes you're in a wheelchair and you look normal, but in a couple of years you might need a ventilator or something like that. So
there are days when you will be okay with it and you'll be able to pick up and carry on and things won't seem so bad, and there are days when it will feel absolutely overwhelmingly terrible.
Cry when you need to cry, scream when you need to scream, but then pick yourself up and live your life and help your child live the best life that they can live.
So there's just a bunch of different things that everybody in our family, his siblings, everybody has to sacrifice in order to make life work.
Well, you still have to cater towards the fact that he's in a chair. He's still a human being. He's no different from any of us.
For the past 3 years, after finding out my brother had Duchenne, I struggle a lot with mental health.
Every decision we make, every thing we want to do, every action we want to have, it's all impacted by it. It affects the entire family, not just the child with Duchenne.
I can't really do any sports, I can't get out with kids, and I can only read books or it's homework and stuff, so.
So many times with this disease, you find out about it and you're told this is this death sentence, And then you meet the kids, and the kids, they know what they're going through. They know what's gonna happen to them. And they're the happiest kids.
Even though I have a Duchenne and it might not get better, but you need to always never give up and keep on going in life.
It's okay, at least you're alive. Be proud of where you are. When you live with Duchenne, you need to be all the time happy about the things that you do, because you don't know what things can happen in the future.
He said there's an old saying, and he says that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift, and that's why they call it the present.
Right now, we don't have a cure. Right now,
there aren't many treatments for this disease, but that's really coming. We're kind of at a precipice where the future might look very different.
Often dream of the day of saying, my son was cured, and I got to witness a cure for a very terrible disease.
A cure for Duchenne would mean a lot of answered prayers for us, and it would mean that I could pursue what I want to pursue unencumbered by my wheelchair or my situation.
A cure would mean not living with a wheelchair, not living with restrictions, like living free.
It would reduce the chances of my worst fears, which would be that I would outlive my son.
It would mean I don't have to worry about my son passing at a young age. It would mean that I can have grandchildren.
If treatments and cures don't come to fruition, how am I going to do this? I pray for wisdom, I pray for strength to be able to handle what might come our way. But a cure would mean all that, you know? It would mean that so many of us parents didn't have to go to bed every night and worry.
I have a lot of hope, but I know it's going to take more. I know it's going to take more.
Good day, everybody. I hope you're all doing well during these strange and difficult times and continuing to stay healthy in the midst of the pandemic. My name is Michael Kelly. I'm a member of the science team here at Cure Duchenne, and I've been tasked with giving a brief 5-minute update on the state of the current Duchenne clinical pipeline, as well as a few thoughts on what's coming next to help the community better understand clinical development over the next few years. As you're aware, the disease is caused by a lack of dystrophin. This is a protein that plays a key role in helping to stabilize muscle membranes, and therefore it is a central focus of our thinking and our platform to find new and novel ways to restore the DMD gene to add dystrophin back into muscle. But there are a number of critical challenges to overcome to make this happen. Number one, we need to deliver the DMD gene into all muscle groups, skeletal muscle, diaphragm, and cardiac. And two, the sheer size of the gene, it's the largest in the human genome, and the size of the dystrophin protein it produces presents its own unique set of challenges. One current solution is to use a virus to deliver a shortened form of the gene. Truncated because the gene is simply too large to fit inside the adeno-associated virus, or AAV as it's called, is commonly used in clinical trials. Viral packaging constraints mean that shortened versions of this gene, approximately a third the size of normal full-length protein, are currently being used. This approach is mutation agnostic and potentially could help all Duchenne patients. And it began a few years back with our financial support to Bamboo Therapeutics, and shortly after that their program was acquired by Pfizer. It is now beginning to recruit Duchenne patients into its critical phase 3 approval trial. Sarepta is using a similar approach, although with a different version of the mini gene, a different promoter, and a different viral serotype. And they're at a similar stage of development as Pfizer. In short, we have two companies neck and neck in a foot race, competing to get to the finish line first. This is a great position for the Duchenne community to be in. The early results from both clinical trials are particularly encouraging. We have witnessed improvements in timed function tests and reductions in CK levels in boys that have received mini-gene therapy, as well as restoration of the truncated dystrophin protein in patient muscle cells. I expect that one or both of these drugs could likely be approved within the next couple of years. So exciting times. But approaches that use AAV-delivered gene therapy have a number of practical limitations that may prevent broader access to patients. They include manufacturing challenges, patients' accessibility, and the cost associated with gene therapy. Also, we will witness limited AAV treatment options for patients with high titers of pre-existing neutralizing antibodies to the virus. And of course, there will be challenges associated with redosing an AAV. So even now, As optimistic as we are with the data, we can today see some of the gaps, some of the weaknesses that this approach brings to treatment. On top of that, we know that shorter forms of the dystrophin protein are associated with Becker muscular dystrophy, a milder form of the disease. While we look forward to these therapeutics being approved and helping patients with Duchenne, we know that our ultimate goal is to find ways to introduce full-length dystrophin protein. A significant part of our current effort, therefore, is specifically aimed at filling these gaps with activities such as identifying new and more potent AAV viruses that can evade immune surveillance, evade pre-existing neutralizing antibodies, and facilitate redosing in patients. And 2, non-viral delivery methods that have no packaging constraints and therefore could deliver full-length protein independent of a patient's neutralizing antibody status. To this end, we've provided critical financial support to a number of new companies to help accelerate their research towards this goal. These companies have designed new and novel viruses that evade immune surveillance, and other companies are developing non-viral approaches to deliver full-length dystrophin protein. Switching gears, exon skipping remains an important part of our therapeutic strategy to help restore a larger form of the dystrophin protein. Exon skipping can produce approximately 90% or more of full-length dystrophin in a mutation-dependent manner. We recently provided financial support to 2 new companies that have developed a new way to dramatically improve exon skipping. Current oligonucleotide approaches are hampered by poor cellular targeting and have limited cellular uptake. These newly funded approaches utilize oligonucleotides conjugated to an antibody to facilitate target engagement. Early non-clinical results reveal significantly improved exon skipping in all muscle groups, skeletal as well as cardiac muscle. And if successful, this approach has the potential to transform the whole field of exon skipping. Cure Duchenne's financial support has been a critical component to help accelerate the development of this new approach, which is expected to enter the clinic in the near future. We recognize that Duchenne is going to be treated with a mixture of different therapeutic agents, acting in combination, and therefore, in addition to the above, we continue to support new science that targets inflammation, fibrosis, muscle regeneration, bone health, and cardiac treatments. The next few years has the potential to be transformative for the treatment of this disease, with multiple late-stage clinical programs due to read out in pivotal trials. And finally, I want to take a moment just to thank you for watching this update, because we can't do what we do without your help and support. So thank you.
We are dreamers. Big, bold, stubborn, crazy dreamers. And every day, we set out to do the impossible. One step at a time, we move forward to developing a cure. It means every day through Cure Duchenne Cares, we're uncovering more impactful treatment options while pioneering education and support workshops nationwide for those with Duchenne muscular dystrophy and their loved ones, connecting the community like never before, bringing families and Duchenne organizations together. It means our Cure Duchenne champions are raising awareness and making a difference in the Duchenne community. Together, we've raised $35 million for research, education, and care. We've successfully backed 12 groundbreaking clinical trials and the first FDA-approved drug, thanks to the efforts of Cure Duchenne Ventures to de-risk early science and deliver proof of concept. Our early-stage funding has enabled the research to attract $2.3 billion from investors and pharmaceutical companies, accelerating the research that's creating a pathway to a cure. It all adds up for more hope for families, more opportunity, and a better future for all. We celebrate our successes, but we are far from satisfied. So we continue to push ourselves with boundless energy. We continue to fund breakthrough gene therapy, next-gen drug development, and cutting-edge treatment research. We continue until we find a cure. Because we know if we can dream it, we will make it happen.
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. Keeping hope alive. It is our night of hope. I'm so glad you're here, and I'm so glad you're a part of the fight to find a cure to Duchenne. Here's how you have to plug in, though. Our silent auction, it does continue at dealing.givesmart.com. Make sure if you haven't registered, you register right now. If you have any questions about Duchenne, fire us a question in the comment section below. We've got volunteers standing by. They will answer the questions in the comment section below as well. All right, so tonight is our night for entertainment. We are really blessed with a very special guest to entertain us tonight, Sarah Burgess-Bemnowski. Now, here's the great story about Sarah. She was on American Idol, season 6. You might remember that. She also is an incredibly gifted singer. But most importantly tonight, she's also been affected by Duchenne. Her little brother, Jacob, diagnosed with this disease. And in the song Runaway, she tells that story. And most importantly, keeps her brother on her heart throughout this entire video. You're going to see Jacob, and you're going to see what this means to her. So here she is, Sarah Burgess-Bemnowski with Runaway.
I need to be strong, courageous, not afraid, and not be discouraged for my brother. I need to trust God and believe that He knows best, and this is all for a greater purpose. Every time I look down, I will be reminded of the strong woman I need to be. We will keep fighting our way to a cure and not let obstacles that we are sure to face get us down. Together, we can cure Duchenne. Together, we will run away. These things are strange. Another storm to overcome. It is your day. Our fear is blinded by the sun. We ask ourselves, how many bridges must we cross? Hope isn't lost. situations. Life gives us all our own tribulations. Sometimes it's not about all the different places. Sometimes it's just about finishing the races. If you're in the front, if you're in the back, gotta stay focused, gotta stay on track. If you need a hand, I'll help you run another lap. Here on out, never, never looking back.
Sarah Burgess-Bebnowski with Runaway. Isn't that awesome? I mean, she is so inspiring. Love that story. Oh, man. See? Hey, what about this mask, though? Is this the best-looking mask you've seen? Pure Duchenne face guard and adjustable straps. You can just stretch them a little bit if you've got a big melon like me. But go to cureduchenne.org, cureduchenne.org, and you can get one of these awesome masks. Hey, speaking of Cure Duchenne, make sure that you check on your silent auction item. Those funds are going directly to the fight that you heard Dr. Kelly talk about. So that auction's going to close at 9 o'clock. You've got to be in it to win it. Check on your bid for that anniversary gift, that birthday gift, a little early Christmas shopping, and all that money goes to the fight. The fight that started right here in San Antonio by Ramiro Munoz. Let's bring him in. Ramiro, what's going on, my man?
Hey, Bill.
Good to see you.
Good
What a
to see
great
you.
night of hope, my man.
Thank you so much. What an amazing evening.
It really was. I mean, Sam, Thomas, Dr. Kelly, I'm really inspired by the guests you were able to pull together.
Well, we are fortunate to have some great friends and family that have been on this journey with us. And like every one of you at home, each of you continue to inspire us. You know, Sam's message tonight was just powerful.
It really was.
Had a chance to meet Sam about 12 years ago, and just to see his impact in communities, around the lives, around everywhere he's been in the NFL, and now with his book coming out, just his message to help so many people that are battling some internal struggles, right? And then Thomas's message around racing for a cure.
Yeah,
and,
the race is on.
And the race against time is there. And, you know, I think Thomas showed that you can overcome a lot of different things. And all scientists right now, they're running and they're racing for us.
I loved hearing the panel discussion from the young men themselves who, like Sam is saying, let the world see us. Let the world see me for who I am. And I love, they're inspiring as young men too.
These boys and young men are amazing, Bill. I mean, quite honestly, to see how they harness the energy. And, you know, Duchenne takes away that strength, that muscle, right?
Yeah.
But their heart and their passion for all those around them and to just be themselves is just inspires us each and every day. And this is why we're in this fight.
Amen. You know, here's a virtual event, but we're hoping we can get this family together again in person October of next year, right?
We definitely are going to continue on. Hopefully we will have that opportunity to be back at Pedrati's Ranch and really enjoy each other's company and be able to see everyone there. You know, one of the traditions at Dealing for Duchenne over the last first 4 events has been the Jammin' Joshua.
Jammin' Joshua.
So I'm going to bring in my wife, Maribel.
Maribel, come on in. Good to see you. I got some popcorn. That's whatever.
The Jam and Josh was started in year 1, and it was just our way to be able to give thanks to each and every one of you. We wanted to bring everybody in and show you how much we appreciate you being on this fight with us, on this journey, on this path for a cure. Thank you so much for all that you continue to do to inspire us, engage us, and support along the way until we do find a cure. And we will find a cure.
We will find a cure. So on 3, it's Cure Duchenne. 1, 2, 3.
Cure Duchenne! This night wouldn't be possible without the support from all of our sponsors. We want to thank our presenting sponsor, 3S Services. Our family and friends from Carrizo Springs, 3S has been with us since day 1, and you guys have been a big driver to all the success that we have had in raising money for a cure. Thank you so much for opening up your heart and being the foundation of the events that we're able to put forward each and every year for our community and to help on this journey for a cure. We also want to thank Dixondale Farms. Bruce and Jeannie, you have been amazing partners, 365 days a year. Thank you for your support of Dealing for Duchenne. And to all of the family and friends that have given so much of their time and resources, our amazing committee that gives tirelessly in everything from finding donations, reaching out to their friends and their contacts, to also making and building a lot of the auction items or coasters and all of the packages that we put together tonight. This event would not be possible without all of your work and all of your support and all of the love that you show our family each and every day. From the bottom of our hearts, we thank you so much for being on this journey with us. Thank you so much for giving each and every day to support us and to be able to help us find a cure. We love you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't get shut out on the auction. Silent auction closes at 9 p.m. You should be getting reminders via text on your item that you're bidding upon. Don't forget, that anniversary is coming up. That birthday's around the corner. Here comes Christmas. So do your shopping tonight. Remember, sign up, dealing.givesmart.com, and be in it to win it.